Welcome to the Snacs Ii training video, which will help prepare you for your upcoming Target Week. The purpose of the menu survey is to collect information about foods served to the children in your child care center during your Target Week, which is Monday through Friday. We'll need you to fill this out for every CACFP reimbursed meal and snack you give to children 1 year and older in your care. We aren't interested in other foods or drinks you give to kids that are not part of CACFP. For example, a birthday cake. You'll receive $50 for completing this menu survey, but only if you complete it for all 5 days of your Target Week and mail it back to us. And of course, we are here to help. Please call or email your technical assistance provider listed in your booklet if you have any questions about filling out the menu survey. Now, on to the daily menu form. It should be completed by the person most familiar with food preparation at your center. You should have received 2 booklets before the beginning of your Target Week. The Menu Survey Instructions booklet details how to complete the forms, and the Menu Survey Forms booklet has the forms you need to fill out. This video covers how to complete the daily menu forms and food you prepared forms found in the Menu Survey Forms booklet. If your center serves infants, you should have also received the Infant Menu Survey Forms booklet. There are 5 menu forms for each day of the Target Week: breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, and supper. Make sure to use a separate form for each CACFP meal or snack you serve on each day. For the menu survey, we are only interested in meals and snacks you received reimbursement for through CACFP or the food program. On each form, write the date you served the meals and snacks and check the box for the corresponding day of the week. If you didn't serve that meal or snack on that day of the week, check the box next to "Check this box if you did not serve this meal." At the top of each page, you'll specify the type of meal service you used at the beginning of the meal. For example, if serving dishes are placed on a community table and children serve themselves, you would select Family Style. To fill out the rest of the form, write down each food and drink served under the category it belongs to and on a single row. If you're unsure of which category a food belongs to, you can write it in the Other category. List each food as they are served to children. For example, if you serve a grilled cheese sandwich, you'll list the sandwich on a single row rather than listing out the individual ingredients on separate rows. In the Please Describe Each Food or Drink column, you'll do just that. Provide details about the items. Include the brand name, manufacturer, and the type or flavor of the food. If you need more details, the Food Description Guide, which provides guidance for what details to include about each food, in tab 4, is there to help. For milk, check the box to indicate the type and flavor of milk served. If you serve a different type of milk, such as soy, check the box for Other type and list the type on the line. If any foods are whole grain rich, check the box in addition to providing the description of the food. Refer to the Food Description Guide to help determine what foods are whole grain rich. If water is served as a drink that goes with the meal or snack, list it on the form under the Other category and describe how it was provided. For example, tap water served in drinking cups. Some foods you serve, such as pre-prepared macaroni and cheese, might be made off-site by a vendor or school district. Make sure to ask your contact at the vendor or school district to provide details, such as ingredients or recipes, and get their contact information in case we need to follow up. If you made the food from scratch or prepared the food by combining 2 or more ingredients, check the Foods You Prepared box in the Food Preparation column. For foods where you check off the Foods You Prepared box, you'll need to fill out a Foods You Prepared form. You do not need to complete this form for any foods that need little or no preparation, or for any foods that can be eaten as is. If you have a printed copy of the recipe, you can provide that instead of completing the Foods You Prepared form, but make sure to still check off the Foods You Prepared column. Use the checkboxes in the Age Groups Served column to tell us the age groups of children that are served each food or drink. Select all age groups that apply for each item. Use the chart to enter the individual ingredients. Each ingredient will be on one row. You'll name the ingredient, how much you used, and a description. Follow the prompts at the bottom of the form to include details about preparation and cooking methods. Now, we'll go over an example scenario of completing the daily menu form and foods you prepared form. Scenario: on Monday, March 6, 2023, Ms. Smith's daycare center served 12 children between the ages of 2 to 5 years old a glass of 2% milk, a grilled cheese sandwich, and apple slices for lunch. Follow along as we complete the daily menu form. Ms. Smith will start from the top of the form and work her way down. First, she'll write the date and check off the day of the week, March 6, 2023, Monday. Then she'll select the type of milk she served, 2%, and then the ages of children she served it to, 2 years and 3 to 5 years. Next, she'll list the apple slices under fruits and check off the appropriate ages served. Because she served a sandwich, which is considered a mixed components food, she'll enter the grilled cheese sandwich under meat/meat alternatives and mixed component foods. She'll check whole grain rich because she used 100% whole grain bread. Since she combined 2 or more ingredients, she'll check off the foods you prepared box. This means she must complete a separate foods you prepared form. Finally, she'll select the age groups she served the sandwich to. After Ms. Smith has finished filling out the daily menu form, she'll flip to the next section to complete the foods you prepared form. She'll start by naming the food she prepared, grilled cheese sandwich. Then she'll write the number of servings, 12, and the size of each serving, half sandwich. She'll move to the right side of the form and enter when the food was served. She'll check off lunch and write down Monday. The ingredients Ms. Smith used were Nature's Own 100% whole grain bread, Cabot American cheese slices, and Land O'Lakes unsalted butter. She'll enter each ingredient in individual rows. She'll start with the bread. Under the What ingredients or foods did you use column, she'll list whole wheat bread. For how much did you use, she'll write 12 slices. Under Describe the ingredient, she'll list Nature's Own 100% whole grain bread. Next, she'll enter the cheese. Under the What ingredients or foods did you use column, she'll write American cheese. Then she'll write down the amount she used, 12 slices, and description, Cabot American cheese single slices. Now she'll list the butter. She used butter, 2 tablespoons, and used Land O'Lakes brand unsalted butter. Finally, Ms. Smith will complete the table at the bottom of the page, preparation and/or cooking method. For question 1, she'll check Other and write in grilled. Next, even though she included butter in her list of ingredients above, she'll check butter. Because she did not use meat as an ingredient, she'll skip question 2. She'll also skip question 3 because she didn't use fruit in this recipe. Finally, because she did not add salt, she'll check No for question 4. If you serve infants younger than 12 months, make sure to also fill out the infant menu survey. Even though the forms are slightly different, you can use the principles from this video to help you. Thank you for following along. To quickly recap what we've talked about, make sure you fill out the daily menu form and foods you prepared forms for CACFP reimbursed meals and snacks only served to children 1 year and older. We appreciate your willingness to participate in this study. We know you're very busy, so make sure you complete the survey for all 5 days and mail it back to us to receive $50. And remember, you aren't alone. We are always here to help. Call or email your technical assistance provider if you have any questions. Thank you again for participating in the study of nutrition and activity in Child Care Settings 2, or Snacs Ii.